Orisuki, Are You the Only One Who Loves Me? Episode 13, I think it's called Game Set Match. I don't really know offhandedly. Takes place after the confrontation between Jose, the harem protagonist, and the main character in episode 12, because that ended on a cliffhanger. And despite being called episode 13, this is basically a feature-length movie as far as the OVAs go. It is over an hour long. You could fit 4 episodes into this, honestly. The first thing I want to get out of the way is there is nothing inherently wrong with this OVA. It's not bad, despite what the score suggests. It's just not suitable to my tastes. What I will say is the show picks up with flashbacks to the best friend son. It does a lot of flashbacks to the main character and son and their relationship and how they met to each other throughout the course of the OVA. I understand where they're going with this. Full spoilers for this, by the way. I understand where they're going with this because the idea is that they need to set up the relationship between the main character and the son when the main character chooses son, not romantically, at the end of the OVA, so that it does make more sense. Honestly, I'm not sure if all of the setup is needed, but if we view this as a standalone OVA project, it makes sense. But from a narrative structure perspective, we are essentially coming off of the main character challenging the main antagonist to a game to decide who ends up asking out Pansy, right? And then we're immediately kicked into a best friend flashback. It feels a little misplaced where it goes. It really heavily distorts the flow. And despite the fact that we see the main character's plan going out through the entire OVA, it also kind of doesn't help build the dramatic tension enough. I mean, there's some tense, parts of it, sure. I also find, parts of this OVA are just, frustrating to me, especially where it's all of the characters' friends are sort of betraying them. I sort of got a tinge of that in the end of the other season. But yeah, I don't know. I will have to say also that I think possibly the biggest problem of it is that when I go to a romance, and I know I've said this before, I kind of want a romance and not a story about friendship. And even though it is implied that, at the end, the main character has a thing for Pansy, it's not a satisfying enough ending. It's yeah, sure, he fulfilled his promise of making her friends and all that, and everything turned out for the best. It just, I don't know, it doesn't, first off, it doesn't sit with me right. It doesn't feel like there is enough of an emotional resolution. It's well written. There is nothing inherently wrong with it. I will say the fact that the antagonist, who's was previously a deconstruction of harem protagonist, turning out to be just a huge scumbag, makes sense based on what we were told about him previously. But I will also say that it undermines the deconstructionalist elements presented in the show itself. So yeah, there's a lot working here. It's good. I just don't like any of it, and I did not enjoy a single moment of it. Twitch and Discord in the description. I've been Sacrobolic, your envoy of hope. Bye-bye.